The Real Mccoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real Mccoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Work in the sun called for a little refreshment, Peppina. We go in the house and have us a cold lemonade.
Well, that's a good idea, Senor Grandpa. I think I'll have myself a double.
Well, I just think you're being mean and selfish and inconsiderate.
You're the one who's being mean and selfish and inconsiderate and stubborn.
Oh, look who's talking about being...
You better go feed the hogs, Peppina.
What about my lemonade?
You can get it later.
Okay, Senor Grandpa. Let me know how it comes out.
Well, I can't remember the last time we was out for an evening. There's no reason in the world why we can't get out more and do a little socializing.
There's plenty of reason. I don't want to. Now, look at here. Farming's hard work, and when I come in here at night, I'm tired. I want to just sit down there and take things easy.
Well, when it comes to working, I do plenty of it myself around here. Minding the house, doing the washing, taking in sewing to make a little extra money.
Oh, now, wait, just a minute now. You know, you don't have to take in sewing. You said you enjoy it. And I figure you're entitled to have a little fun.
Well, maybe I'd be less of a drudge if we got out a little bit more. You know, sitting home every night in a rocking chair may be all right for you and Grandpa, but it's not for me.
Well, how'd I get into this? I just got here. What's all the fussing about?
Oh, it's nothing, Grandpa. Kate's just having one of her moods.
Grandpa, it's not that I'm complaining.
Not complaining? Well, that is the noisiest not complaining I ever heard.
Luke McCoy, sometimes I wonder why I ever married you.
Look, I don't like to see you and Kate having words like this.
Oh, she just got me riled up.
Well, now, it ain't right for married folks to carry on this way.
When a man and his wife got something to argue about, I figure it's better to just get it out in the open, get it off your chest. Instead of keeping it inside and brooding about it.
Well, there's something I say. When a man and his wife learns to hold their tongues, he gives them more time for holding each other.
Grandpa, I've been married to Kate for 5 years. I'm sure I know how to handle her.
5 years, huh? Well, now ain't you the smart one? I was married to your grandma for nigh on to 50 years. The only thing I ever knowed for sure was that we was married.
Señora Kate.
Hi, Chihuahua.
Oh, and I'd like this one taken in a couple of inches too, Kate, huh?
Well, Lorna, it looks like that diet of yours is working out just fine.
Yeah.
I'll have these for you in a couple of days.
Oh, good.
How do you like your new job here?
Well, if nothing else, being a receptionist here is good for my morale.
Oh?
Well, from what I see here, having a husband is a bigger problem than not being able to find one.
Grandma.
Hiya, Peppina. Did you get the paint?
Si. There is something I feel I must tell you.
What's that?
Well, Senor Grandpa, I don't want you to think that I am nosy. But do you remember the argument Senora Kate and Senor Luke were having?
Well, that wasn't no argument. They was just having a few words. Why, they done forgot about that by now. And you better do the same.
See, I'll forget. But when I was in town, I saw Senora Kate walk into the office of a marriage counselor.
Wait a minute. You saw what?
It's true, Senor Grandpa. I saw Senora Kate walk into this office. On the door says, Dr. Edith Thompson, marriage counselor. Marriage counselor? What are you talking about?
She's been to see one.
Oh, no. No, I don't believe that.
Well, you better believe what Peppina done seen with his own 2 eyes. He was in town, he seen her go into this office. Dr. Edith Thompson, marriage counselor.
Well, Kate ain't got no reason to go see nobody like that. Oh, I mean, we had little arguments before, but we always been able to Patch him up between ourselves?
Well, that's what happens. You patch things up, and then the patches need patches. Next thing you know, you're just hanging out there with nothing to hold you together.
That's Kate now. Well, I'm sure going to find out what this is all about.
Now, don't say nothing to her now, Luke. It's like you were spying on her. Leave her bring it up herself.
We ain't got no secrets between us. Why, if I know Kate, she'll bring it up the minute she walks in here.
Hello,
Hi, sugar.
Grandpa.
Well, I can take a hint. I see you two's got a little private talking to do.
What did Grandpa mean by that?
Oh, shucks, I don't know. I guess he just figured you'd want to tell me what you was doing in town today or something.
Well, there's no secret about it. I did a little shopping and picked up a few things. Nothing private.
Are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me about?
Nothing I can think of.
Are you sure that there's nothing else you did?
Wait a minute now. There was something else. I had myself an ice cream soda. Chocolate with vanilla ice cream.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Can I see the doctor?
Do you have an appointment?
No, I don't. But it's important. It's kind of an emergency.
Oh. Well, I'm sure the doctor will be able to see you. May I have your name, please?
Yeah, McCoy. Luke McCoy.
Luke McCoy?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Yes?
Mr. McCoy to see you. It's important.
Oh, we'll send him in. You may go in, please.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. McCoy, what can I do for you?
Well, you see...
Sit down, Mr. McCoy. I know it's very difficult for people to come to see me. And I realize that, well, you're a little nervous and ill at ease.
Well, yeah, just a little.
Now, I know these problems seem insurmountable, but if you'll just talk about them, bring them out into the open, well, then they're less formidable. Now, tell me, what is your problem?
Well, I was hoping you could tell me.
I don't quite understand.
Well, you see, my wife come to see you, and I was wondering if you could tell me what's bothering her.
Your wife? I don't recall seeing a Mrs. McCoy.
Well, I happen to know that she come in here yesterday.
Yesterday? Well, I had a lot of appointments yesterday, but no Mrs. McCoy.
Well, I know she was here. Maybe she used a fake name.
Now, that is a very good possibility. Could you describe her to me?
Well, yeah, she's young, and she's got a cute little nose, and she comes up to just about my top button there.
Well, that description could fit a lot of my clients. Maybe we could get a clue from one of their case histories and complaints. I'll look at yesterday's records.
Thank you, miss. Ma'am. I mean, doctor.
Now, let's see. This woman tells about her husband going to sleep at night in front of the television set and snoring. Could that be you?
No.
Do you drink and gamble to excess?
I don't drink or gamble at all.
Now, Mr. McCoy, there's nothing personal about this. Mr. McCoy, have you ever struck your wife?
Of course I ain't never struck my wife. What, do I look like the kind of a man who'd struck his wife?
You have just given me a clue. Yes, this is it. This woman complains about her husband's violent and uncontrollable temper.
I ain't got a violent temper. I haven't got a temper at all. All we had was a little argument, and that's all she could have told you unless she made something up.
You're not even sure your wife was here.
Well, I'm sure. Are you going to tell me the truth, or ain't you?
Mr. McCoy, you will gain nothing by throwing a temper tantrum here.
Throwing nothing. Look, I don't drink and I don't gamble, and I ain't never lifted my hand to my wife. As a matter of fact, no man'd ever get away with hitting a woman in front of me. Not until today.
sure nice of you to call, Lorna, and suggest we have lunch together. You sounded so upset on the phone. I hope you're not in any kind of trouble.
Oh, no. No, I'm not in any trouble.
Well, if you are, Lorna, you just come right out and tell me. You know I'd do anything to help.
Yes, I know you would. And I would for you, too. I mean, if you had a problem.
Me? The only problem I have is figuring out what to have for lunch. I'm starved. I think I'll have a soup and fish, coffee, and apple pie.
I'm proud of you, Kate.
Oh, it's nothing. I always have a big appetite.
I mean, the front you're putting up. No one would suspect anything.
Suspect what?
Well, now, if you don't want to talk about it, all right, but sometimes it helps.
What in the world are you talking about?
Your husband.
Luke?
Well, hasn't he told you what he's been doing?
For heaven's sakes, Lorna, what's Luke doing that I should know about?
He came to see Dr. Thompson this morning.
The marriage counselor? Well, I just can't believe it. I can't imagine what Luke would be going to see her for.
You can.
Well, we had a little bit of an argument, but we've had arguments before. It was nothing serious. I best go home and find out what this is all about.
Oh, no, Kate, I don't think that would be a good thing to do.
Why not?
Well, now, if Luke hasn't told you he was looking for help, well, it might not be wise to let on you know.
Oh, but Lorna, I've got to do something.
Well, Kate, if I were you, I would try to remember what that argument was all about. And if you really love your husband, well, it might be smart to give in a little.
So she wouldn't tell you, huh? Wouldn't tell you what was eating at Kate.
Now, she got me pretty riled up, too.
Now, take it easy, boy. This is no time to be losing your temper.
I don't have a temper.
Look, you're in a fight to save your marriage. And you got to be calm or you just can't think straight. And believe me, this is a situation that calls for straight thinking. There's only one thing to do, boy.
What's that?
Well, she has been complaining about you not hipping around the house, not taking her out. But I just start doing that. And sweet talk her a little, too.
What? You mean you want me to act like I was all in the wrong? Well, now, Grandpa, that just don't make sense.
Luke, you're dealing with a woman, so don't try to make sense. It'll only mix you up. Let me set the table, Kate.
Well, thank you, Luke, but setting the table is woman's work.
Oh, no, woman's work is looking pretty. And I must say, you're doing a mighty fine job at it.
My, what a sweet thing to say.
Well, not when you take into account it's a sweet thing I'm saying it to.
Just said 3 places, Luke.
3 places?
Yeah, Hassie and Luke ain't going to be here. I told them to get... they was invited over to Mccoys for supper, and I give them my permission. So we just want to have a sort of a kind of a cozy little supper here.
Yeah, I'll take care of the table, Sugar Babe. There's plenty of other things for you to do out in the kitchen.
Well, thank you, Luke.
Nice going, Luke. You're off to a good start now.
Yeah, well, what I can't figure is why is she being so nice to me?
Well, being nice is catching. And Luke, don't try to figure it out. Just enjoy it.
Oh, it was a mighty good meal, Sugar Babe.
Why, thank you, honey.
Yeah, I think I'll clear the table and do the dishes.
Do the dishes? Well, you do nothing of the sort.
No, but I want to.
Well, I don't want you to. It's my job. Now, you just go sit in the living room and you relax.
No. You go sit in the living room and you relax.
Oh, I just wouldn't think of it.
Well, you better start thinking of it, because if you don't go in the living room and relax, I'm going to have to carry you in there.
All right. But I won't relax knowing that I'm doing what you should be doing and you're doing what I should be doing.
Stick to your guns, boy. Be nice to her long enough and she'll crack.
Well, dishes are all finished and put away.
Oh, Luke, that was sure sweet of you. And now you just sit down and relax and I'll get your slippers.
Oh, yeah, no need to be getting my slippers. We're going out tonight.
What? After you working hard all day and then doing the dishes? We're staying right here. A man needs to get some rest.
Yeah, well, a woman needs to be getting out more so she don't get to feeling like a drudge. Now, go on, get yourself ready. We're going to a show.
Luke, no matter what you might have been told about how a woman likes to be treated kind and considerate, a man should be treated sweet, too.
Well, a man can take care of his own self. See, a woman has to be treated gentle. So, tonight, you're going to have your way.
Not this time. I want you to have your way.
I don't want my way.
A man is supposed to relax. Why don't you want to relax?
A woman's supposed to be getting out more. Why are you so stubborn?
I'm not stubborn.
You are so.
Well, you're the mulehead that keeps insisting I have my way.
We're going to the show tonight, and that's final.
We're not going to no show.
If you don't have your way and go to the show, I'm just going to go by myself.
Just do that.
I just will.
Look, going off to the show by yourself just don't make much sense.
I just figured that out by myself. Nothing makes much sense around here anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure. First time I ever heard Sugar Babe Darling, Sweetheart, and Honey. You sound like a lot of cuss words.
Come in.
You that there, Dr. Thompson?
Oh, yes, sir, I am.
Well, I've been having a lot of trouble at home, and I figure you're the one that can help me. Oh, thank you.
You're having trouble?
Well, I don't know what you're getting so bug-eyed about. That's what you're here for, ain't it?
Seldom anyone your age comes to see me.
Well, now, my age ain't got nothing to do with it, because I ain't the one that's causing the trouble.
Your name, please?
He was McCoy.
Oh, McCoy.
Well, you should ought to know the name. You practically met the whole Gardern family. Luke McCoy's my grandson.
I see.
And that there Kate McCoy, his wife, she's the one that come to see you first off.
Mr. McCoy, I've already told your grandson that I have never met his wife.
My own hired hand done seen her coming in here.
I suggested to Mr. McCoy the barest possibility that his wife might have used a different name.
Now, that's just downright silly.
Did you wish to see me, Doctor?
Yes, Lorna. Perhaps you can help us clear something up. First of all, has there been at any time in this office a woman named Kate McCoy?
Well, yes, there has.
Are you absolutely sure?
And I think I can explain. Kate McCoy came to see me, not you.
To see you?
Why, yes, she came in to pick up a couple of dresses of mine to be altered.
She came to see you. But she didn't come to see you. Well, if that don't beat off.
Well, I'm certainly glad to see this cleared up.
Well, I sure am, too. And I want to tell you, I want to apologize for flying off the handle like I done.
I understand, Mr. McCoy.
But I guess I get some things to clear up to home. I want to tell you, I never thought much of lady doctors before, but you're all right. More power to you. Luke! Hey! Luke! I'm home from town. Well, ain't nobody going to ask what I was doing in town?
What was you doing in town, Grandpa?
Well, I was in there to see that Dr. Thompson, the marriage counselor. And thanks for asking, Luke.
Did he say marriage counselor?
That's what it sounded like, yeah.
What would Grandpa be going to see a marriage counselor for?
Well, seems to me like that's something that you'd know about.
Me?
Anybody have some cider?
No, thank you, Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa, there's
Luke?
something I would like. Yeah, I'd like you to come out here and do a little explaining.
Explaining? What about, Luke?
Well, you said you went to see a marriage counselor?
Well, I only mentioned it because you asked me.
Come on.
Well, I seen the doctor, and I seen that girl who works for her, too. And what do you think she told me?
Well, I got no idea.
Well, the only reason Kate went in there was to pick up some of her dresses to fix.
Dress?
That's all.
But, Luke, why did you go see Dr. Thompson?
You mean you knew that I'd been?
Lorna told me. The girl I'm fixing the dresses for.
Oh, you see, the reason I went to see her was to find out why you went to see her.
Huh?
You see, Peppino saw you go in the office, and, well, I thought that... well...
And I thought... Oh, it's the silliest thing I ever heard of in my whole life.
Yeah, see, I knowed you was making a mountain out of a molehill.
Oh, now, Grandpa.
Luke, how could you?
Well, how could I what?
How could you think that I'd go see a marriage concert about us?
Well, ain't that what you thought I did?
Well, that's different.
What's different about it?
You were the one that was wrong.
That's telling, Kate.
I was wrong. You're the one that was wrong.
Atta boy, Luke.
Well, if you want my opinion...
Well, go on. Don't let me stop you.
What? I think I'm through arguing.
Me too.
No, keep it up. Keep fighting. Gets things off in your chest. It's the best way to keep a husband and wife together. Say, that ain't a bad way neither.